We are going to talk about a movie.
This is going to be a disaster.
It was one of the best movies of the year.
It's gonna go so well. Probably one of the last movies I would ever want to see in a theater.
What's going on, everyone? Jacob and Taylor here to give you our review of the new Fast and Furious spin-off film, Hobbs and Shaw. We just got out of it.
Well, and I've been catching up because I've only seen the first two before this week.
So we've been slowly catching up on these films. This is a weird movie to
It is.
review.
It's a little bit... It's interesting because I'm still trying to digest what we just saw, but I think we're just gonna... Well, first of all, what are our non-spoiler thoughts on this movie?
So some non-spoiler thoughts. I mean, realistically, it's a Fast and Furious movie. Like, it is loud, dumb, really stupid. And I kind of liked it. Like, it's one where it doesn't insult your intelligence, and they push as far as they possibly can. And I was on board, but there are a lot of things that did take me right the hell out of it. Yeah,
it's a very long movie, and it feels very long. There are parts of this movie that drag, that really just shouldn't drag, because this is the exact kind of movie you don't want to drag, because you have so much action and so much adrenaline and so many big set pieces happening that it shouldn't drag between those scenes. And it really does in a lot of places. We got to a certain scene and I was like, we're still missing huge scenes from the trailer. This movie is so long. And it's probably my least favorite Fast and Furious related movie I've seen so far. We still have to watch 8.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen 8.
No, I know you haven't still seen 8. We just ran out of time.
But this is probably my least favorite so far. Not because it was bad. There was some good humor moments that I appreciated. Some of it fell flat for me. There were some of the big action moments where I was like, yeah, this is definitely Fast and the Furious. They're pushing this as far as it can go, and that's great. But then there were other moments where it just felt like...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have that kind of relationship with this movie. It was, I thought, realistically, I thought the banter between Hobbs and Shaw got old real quick for me. Real quick.
At first it was fine. I didn't even really like it at first.
Yeah.
When they just stood there trading insults.
Yeah.
It
was like...
It was weird. It was awkward. They just stood there facing each other, throwing each other insults, but it was like...
It didn't feel right.
No,
it was... No. And I know a lot of people are loving the banter, and they're saying that's the best part.
To me,
didn't land for me at all.
It didn't land for me either. It felt a little flat. Like, you know what I mean? It didn't really feel like they were actually trying to insult each other. It was like, this is my line, and this is my line, and this is my line.
Yeah, I don't know. And, I mean, it's a weird dichotomy for who these two characters are to be joined up again. Like, that is still a weird dichotomy for me to be able to go, okay, this is where we're going.
Well, and the thing is, I also had an issue with it towards the end, because then at the end, like, you don't really believe they want to work together. Yeah. Like, the chemistry between them just isn't there. To me. To me, it's just not there.
I think it was... Yeah, I just didn't see... The banter just didn't work for me, but I thought...
No, but... I think it definitely would have been worse without Vanessa Kirby.
Yes,
she helps a lot.
She is the best part. Her and Idris Elba are the two best parts of this movie.
I would agree with that.
I think Idris Elba is having the time of his life.
Oh, he's having
so much fun making this movie. He is just like, I don't care. I am Black Superman. I am having so much fun.
He is full in it, and he's great. Vanessa Kirby is great. She's so good. And they're my favorite parts.
Yeah, and look, the action's okay. I wouldn't say it's fine. I mean, the action, I don't think is spectacular. I think there is way too much shaky cam, and I think
that's what bothers me a lot is when you have choreography that could be really great, especially in the climax of the movie, and it's all just shaky cam.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of that.
I also I had real issues with the editing style where they were showing both of the characters at the same time.
Yeah.
And especially in light of the article that came out this week.
I know.
And I know I shouldn't have brought that into the movie. And I know that's not fair on the movie. And I know that that's just not fair at all.
But it's hard not to.
It's hard when you're sitting there going, this literally looked like they were frame by frame going, oh, well, we can't show Dwayne Johnson doing one thing and Jason Statham not doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like that.
It's in their contracts. They gotta be
and
as manly as each other.
But
and
not
doing the same stuff.
Yeah, not in these are the two... They're on the different sides of the law, but deep down they're the same person. Like, it wasn't that kind of editing. It was was weird. It did feel a little, and especially a lot of the editing choices in the fights, where like The Rock would be fighting one person, and then it will cut to Jason Statham in a completely different scene fighting another person doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It was just a weird style choice.
Yeah, it was weird, and I think that kind of ties into why their banter didn't really work for me all that well. It pretty much feels like you just have these two personalities in the room where the other one, you can't have a moment where the other one is better than the other one. Or if it feels like they're better than the other one, it just feels like they're walking around with these egos that in today's day and age, you can't really get away with it. Like, it just feels, I don't know. I mean, I guess you can kind of get away with it in Fast and Furious movies, maybe. But to me, it just doesn't land. Yeah. It's weird.
A lot of this movie just felt out of place. And the more and more I'm thinking about it and now talking about it, I might be going from a slightly positive to just a slightly negative.
Yeah.
Because the action's a lot of fun. But it does drag.
It does.
It's 20 minutes way too long, and there is an entire section of this movie that should not have been in there, and they should have just cut it completely.
I agree. I think they have two climaxes, and that really doesn't help with how much it drags. And I also think, I mean, this is something I think I can forgive the movie for, because I feel like this is just the kind of movie it is. But there are a lot of moments when there's dialogue and there really shouldn't be. Like, you can express the same sentiment with the character sharing a look.
Yeah.
Or with something happening where you just don't need it. And it's just, like, lines where you're like, really? But I'm like, you know what? It's Fast and Furious. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
But there are just certain things where, because I'm not trying to start a hate session on Fast and Furious, because I love 5 and 6.
Yeah,
After watching 5 and 6,
yeah.
I was like, I'm so in. Those are my two favorites, hands down by far. 7 is great, but to me it's not as good as 5 and 6, but I still had such a good time with it, and I really enjoyed watching it. This one, I'm just kind of like, it felt like a chore to get through to the end a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Yeah.
It absolutely just felt like a chore, and
and for me, it's a little bit shocking because I didn't really feel the usual charisma that you really get from The Rock in this movie. It just felt a little... I don't know.
This was a...
I don't know.
I just... this movie just didn't land with me.
No.
I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm actually probably going to go... I'm probably going with a negative review, I think, for this one now.
That you've talked yourself through it.
I'm talking about it and going, you know what? It wasn't like the action's cool. Like, that's like, it's cool, but there wasn't anything there that I'd never seen before.
No.
Like,
the one thing I will give this movie, though, and that we've talked about since I've started catching up on Fast and Furious, the one thing I will give this movie, along with the other ones that it keeps trend with, is being very diverse.
Yes.
Very culturally appreciative.
Yeah.
Like, I love that these movies do that. That's something that you pointed out and that I noticed a lot is these are some of the most inclusive movies that are on screen, especially for big blockbuster movies. Like, you know,
no, absolutely.
There's a lot of cheesy moments that don't really work in Samoa, but they go to Samoa and you see the culture and you see the people, and it's great.
Yeah.
Like and Vanessa Kirby was in a turtleneck.
Yes.
The whole time.
overall, I'm kind of, it's
it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just a fine movie. Like, look, majority of people are probably gonna love this. Like, majority
it has an A cinema score.
Yeah, like most people,
it has an A cinema score.
If the trailer looks great to you,
you're probably gonna love this.
Yeah, movie. You're probably gonna enjoy it. You probably are. If you want something, and it's not that I wanted something deeper from a Fast and Furious movie. You know, I love these movies. I'm 5, 6, 7. I love those 3 films. I don't know. This one it felt like 8. Now, if you really love 8, you're probably gonna love this movie. If you thought 8 was tedious and a little long and had a few issues, that's probably how you're gonna feel about this one. I think they are starting to lose. They're starting to lose that thing that they had about them, where it was, hey, we found the formula that worked for this film, and they're starting to lose that again. And it'll be interesting to see what happens when they go back to not spin-off, when they go back to the through line of the main series. But I don't know. I'm hoping for good things from the next installment in the main series, for sure, because like I said, I haven't seen 8 yet. We are going to tackle that at some point, because I do want to be caught up on everything. Yeah. But I don't know, guys. Have you seen this movie? If you've seen it, I think we're going to leave it there. We're not going to go into spoilery things because there's not really a need to talk about it. One. So thank you guys for watching this. Please let us know in the thoughts if you've seen it. If you haven't, let us know what you're excited for, what you're hoping to see. Please don't take this as a don't go see the movie. Like, if you want to go see this movie, go support it. You're probably going to like it. You're probably going to.
So,
it's just, for us, it just didn't land.
It just didn't connect, which is really sad, because I did go in really excited, wanting to see some kick-ass action and some great character storylines, because the Fast movies really do have those great character moments. So please leave your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. As always, all our links to social media are down in the description if you want to find us there. Thank you guys so much for your support, and we will see you next time.